everyone, my name is Air Angel, and I will be playing Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX Randomizer. And we are going to be doing 2 dungeon categories, so I only need 2 instruments to wake the windfish. So it's a bit of a more accessible randomizer for those that are just starting out. But it can get pretty tricky, pretty quick. We're just going to get started in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so for our first item, we end up in the house. And also, fun fact, with this randomizer you can pick different sprites, so I decided to pick Marin, because I love her. Ocarina! Sick, alright. And we're gonna get- oh, well, so here is my amazing talents at playing this. We're gonna go up, and we're gonna turn this in, and since we're married, we get to talk to Link. And Link is gonna teach us something, but not give us a song, and give us a random item instead. So for the settings for this, I have all items randomized, trade items are not randomized, and neither are dungeon items. And I'm doing inverse health, since we're only getting 2 instruments. But every time I get a heart container, I will lose a heart. So if we find more heart containers, it could get kind of dicey. Yes. Sword! Nice! Play the song that you don't know. I'm gonna put this away. We're gonna go to the shop and steal some stuff. Don't mind us. So I put- oh, bombs, cool. So I put my name in the beginning, but if you steal from the shop, you are now known as a thief. So we got bombs. Great. So on the left-hand side of the screen, you see I've got my tracker, just so y'all could follow along. I also have a map, so we don't need that. So I also have a map that shows where I could go next. And I got 50 rupees. So a decent start so far. We're gonna go fish. Because of our enormous wealth, we can now go fish. Go figure. So I always end up getting this first fish, just to make it easier to get the bottom fish. But we need the biggest fish in order to get the prize. Gotta reel it in. Get him, get him, get him! Come on. Fishy, please! Yes! 10 arrows that we can't use yet! Sick. That's okay. So, onward and downward. And overwards. I love the little fall into the hole music, it's like so good. So as we are walking downwards, I just sort of wanted to talk about various incentives that this game can have. So as I mentioned before, you could have multiple sprite choices. So at the very beginning before the game, there could be a bid war about sprite choices. And then I am planning... Seashell. I'm planning to do... This is a 2 dungeon requirement. I'm planning on doing a D1, D2, and a D3. So there, you have to press all the buttons to save and quit, and sometimes it's hard for me to press all the buttons. I literally had to put the controller on my desk. But anyways, but yeah, so for incentives, I'm thinking offering the increase of difficulty in the category. There's just various things to think about. And then we're making our way over here. I am gonna grab the toadstool. So the trade items are not, rude bat. The trade items are not randomized. So I am going to get the toadstool so I can get powder easily after I get this chest. The tail key. Awesome. So that opens up D1 for us. There are a couple dungeons where you need the key and then otherwise you just have to like get there with certain items. Mushroom! Yay! So there are, again, like there are a lot of settings that you can tailor this to. And the reason why I didn't do the trade quest items, for one, I think adding those items into the pool can make this run even longer than I would like it to be. I'm one of those people that can't sit in a chair for more than 2 or 3 hours at a time. So I tried to find a randomizer that is not only entertaining, and it can be challenging, but it's more accessible to me. And I hope anyone that's watching this, if you are thinking about getting into randomizers, but it's a little intimidating, just play around with the settings. Obviously there's still a lot to learn, but... And I don't know what's up with me and my B button lately, but I'm just like throwing powder everywhere. So I've done a lot of Link to the Past randomizers, but I do like Link's Awakening. It is pretty linear in some cases, but for the randomizer, I just think it is a lot of fun because I once had a randomizer for a D1 dungeon that made me do like D4 or D5, which was really excessive. Yeah, we're gonna restore Terran. Mario! What? Go away. Rooster! Okay, I also randomized in the Flying Rooster, for those of you that, for those of you that played the game vanilla, you get the rooster if you get the ocarina, and I'm pretty sure it's song 3 after you visited the King Frog. And, so you can use the rooster in the overworld, but you cannot use it in the dungeon. What do we want to do? Okay. So there's a couple things we could do right now. Let's not go like that way. But we're gonna make our way to D1. And what's really cool about right now, I'm using the emo tracker to track my randomizer. It does have dungeon-specific markers on it, so it has like dungeon-specific maps, which is really nice. If you're looking for something just to start. It's a pretty easy and it's a free download. I also heard Magpie is really nice. I haven't really used that extensively though. Boots! Yay, boots, 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 boots. Boots and Katza, boots and Katza. Anyone watch the Eurovision? Small key. And I really like this tracker because you could also track small keys and some of the dungeon items, but D1 is pretty straightforward. I did recently have a go into D1 without a weapon, which was interesting. Alright, we got the dungeon map, which we don't really need. Get rid of Mr. Skeletons of a Cha. And I didn't even pick up the chest, whoops. Whatever, we'll come back for it. We're just really good at this. Alright. We'll go back to it. We have to go out that way anyways. And we got Mambo's! Awesome. So Mambo's really good for traveling back to a very specific pool. Shovel! Okie dokie. And you get a shovel. No, you get a shovel. We're gonna bomb this wall. It's really nice to have bombs for going into D1 because I feel like a lot of times I go into D1 without bombs and I have to come back for this one chest. Got a small key. So at this point, we can't defeat the boss yet because we don't have the feather or a shield. And we might need the shield, depending on where the key to the dungeon is. Get. We just get to do this room, this cool room again. It's okay. We got a small key. We're gonna go up and do this one room before we leave. So this is like my mini boss of the game because I am terrible at this, but we got it first try, which is nice, but I am typically really bad at this. Okay, so we didn't get the boss key for this, which means that's either in a chest that requires a feather or a shield. So that's not great. So since we got boots, we want to go out of this dungeon and go to the tree. Normally I would save and quit, or not save and quit, return home, but since we got the boots, I just need to go right outside here. What you got? More bombs. I'll take it. So what do we want to do? I'm gonna return home, alright. Takes me a couple tries sometimes. And we're gonna use the shovel. Follow your heart where the shovel takes you. Shovel said not much. Alright. We're gonna go back down to the beach. There is a bombable cave opening. I was debating on doing that first or doing the shovel. And honestly, like, the shovel would have been super great if we had anything, but we didn't get anything. So we're gonna see what is here. Oh, that's not what I want. I want boots. Hello. Yes! Okay, so this makes me super happy, because the boomerang is like one of my favorite items. As I deal with the menu boss here for a second. So the boomerang is like all powerful everything. So the boomerang— oh, bow wow, please. When we get to the final boss, it's just like a one-hit KO kind of thing, which is great. And it's pretty useful on a lot of other various bosses around here. In terms of quick kill, which is super great for a timed randomizer. And it could also get rid of these swamp plants. I don't really know what else to call them. I know they're modeled after a certain plant. I don't know what it is, but they're maybe a Venus flytrap? Because they can eat you. Okay, another medicine. The medicines aren't required in this game, or in the randomizer, but they're really nice to have if you're a little shaky on any bosses, or if you are like me and are like a tank gamer and just run into things all the time with no concern for your own personal safety. So this is a mimic. You have to get it in a certain position and then give him a little whack. If we could do this, that would be great. So we're in Dungeon 2. Hopefully we could finish D1 and D2 and not have to go to D3, but lately a bunch of my seeds have required me to go to D3 and D4, even for like a D2 rando. So usually you have to go on the other side to defeat these mimics. But I have found that if you get close enough to them, you can wipe them out here. Alright. Because we don't have the feather yet, we can't go to that side. But we still want all the things that we could get. Power bracelet! Sick! Alright. So that is definitely something we need, and there's a chest at the beginning of this dungeon that we didn't get before because we didn't have the power bracelet, so now we are going to go get it. I'm gonna do this. Am I gonna do this first? No. We're gonna do this one. Decisiveness is the biggest power you can have in the playing randomizer. Alright. I marked all that stuff off. I realized that I didn't have a feather. I was like, oh, I'll get that other chest. So I'm like, no, you only have the rooster, which is a problem. So we're gonna go, this is where you would save Bow Wow originally. But you don't physically get Bow Wow. Bow Wow is actually a randomized item. We gotta do this little mini sub-boss. Don't be dissing my boy Bow Wow. So yeah, they run into the wall, you gotta smack them. That was actually pretty good. Should get a fairy. Yay! And there's the feather. Awesome. Alright, there's a lot of things we could do right now. So, quick decision making. While I make decisions and stuff like this, I would probably refer to the host for donations if I am just like casually walking around in places that we've been before, which happens, I wouldn't say all the time, but it happens quite a bit. So having a randomizer and like going back and forth to a couple places is pretty beneficial for marathons, in my opinion. We're gonna go to the chest that I thought I could go to before, but didn't because we didn't have the feather, but now we do have the feather. Haha! Huzzah! We're here! Alright. Back to business. So my current fear right now, so as of right now, we technically have like a go mode situation. However, if the main key or the dungeon boss key or whatever is behind that shield required room in D1, we are going to have to hunt for a shield, which means it can be anywhere, which isn't great. Making our way through D2. Another reason why I like Link's Awakening, and it has like these platforming sections, which the other games at the time definitely didn't have, really. And there's also like Easter eggs in this. We already, like, Terran looks like Mario. There are Kirby looking things that are around here, so there's definitely a bunch of Nintendo references. And since we were playing on the DX version, it is actually different than just playing the regular Link's Awakening randomizer because LADX has its own set of, you know, glitches and tricks. I personally like playing on the DX version. Alright, we're getting more keys, but we don't have the main key yet. Go away, ghosts. There it is! Alright. So the other chests should technically just be dungeon items. Menu boss is super real. I'm just gonna pick this up. I don't... Am I gonna pick it up? Nah. Making it an executive decision. I'm gonna do this one though, because it is kind of cool. So you have to kill the enemies in a certain pattern in order to get this chest. Almost forgot I didn't have an extra key. Did I miss the rabbit? And this one, in no particular order, you just smack them. But the rabbits you can only kill with certain things. So we're on our way to the D2 boss. So this clown guy thing, genie, is in that little bottle, and we have to evade the frenzy attacks, little fireballs, and then the genie clown thing will go back into the bottle. I'll be like, haha, you can't get me here! And then we pick up the bottle and smash it against the wall. And he gets mad. We do that a couple times, and then when the lamp or bottle, whatever, smashes, then we can attack the boss directly. So I played the Link's Awakening on Switch remake, and I think that boss is so much harder than this one. Just my personal opinion. As I'm getting emails that I can't look at. Alright. So I usually just sit here and charge my sword. Get a little smacks. Smack 'em around. Marin's being a boss. Like she always is. So we got a heart container, so we lost a heart container. And we got our first instrument and one to go. So if this is a perfect world, then we should be able to finish D1. However, there is a slight chance that we won't be able to because we will need a shield, and we currently do not have a shield yet. So, menu boss. On our way. Okay, so do I go look for a shield? Alright. We're just gonna try it. We're gonna go for gold. Bow out. That is the millionth time. Alright, so I'm hoping that this is like a very simplified seed. However, I am a bit of a pessimist. And I'm thinking that it's not gonna be as easy as it seems, but everyone hold your breath, because if I do end up getting the boss key here, it'll probably be one of the fastest seeds I've ever done. Which is always exciting, right? A little hop, skip, and a jump and a use of a key. No! Okay, so we need a shield. I am gonna go defeat the sub-boss, so by the time we do find a shield, we could come back and just do, like, defeat the final boss. This is I thought we had it. It's okay. Don't let your memes be dreams, make them a reality. Alright. So we have a lot of the map to look for a shield. So at this point we have to think strategically. What item do I follow? Or do I just go for it? Oh boy. Alright, so we have a couple options. I can go to, like, the south middle. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. There's a lot that's happening. I'm trying to think out loud. Okay, so I could go to the bottom middle of the screen, of the map, rather. Make our way from the beach over to the ghost house. And then I'm thinking I'll go to the castle area because there's a lot of items over there. And if that doesn't work out, we'll go to the desert. So that is my current plan right now. Hopefully we can find a hookshot before going to the desert. Because there's an item... Oh, I guess we have the rooster, we could get it. Oh, bomb upgrade! Alright, so that's not required, but it's nice. We're gonna go over, sort of like the, if you're looking at a map, we're gonna go towards the middle. And just look at for all the items over Cha. Piece of heart. Pizza heart. I'm like really good at running into stuff today. But it's okay. Oh yeah, fun fact, there's some enemies, if you hit them with a boomerang, they will turn into a fairy, or like in that case, they'll turn into a bomb. Or like a bomb pickup, which is always exciting for everybody. Pretty sure that anti-fairies turn into fairies. Which would make sense. So, oh, okay. So this is, we're gonna go to one of the owls. There is like a shovel spot. And hopefully we find something good. Alright, so the hookshot, again, just opens up more locations. We're looking for a shield. But hookshot isn't the worst thing in the world. Little hop, skip, and a jumperoo. Boots, 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 boots. Boots and cats. Cats in boots. Alright, I need to lift this rock. More money! So, fun fact, there's a setting to this that is like a seashell hunt, which is very similar to like a Triforce hunt and a couple other Zelda randomizers. And I really wanted to try that category for a marathon submission, but it turns out that I guess whatever settings I had it on made it so difficult. Piece of heart. Made it so difficult that like I get more shells playing a non-seashell hunt randomizer than I do one specifically for the shells, which is a little infuriating, but it's okay. Maybe one day I'll master it, and I'll just submit it and do it. I feel like the seashell hunt is also pretty interesting because then you technically don't need to finish dungeons. So you just look at a bunch of things on the map. Alright, so we're gonna head to the castle. Hoping for a shield. Rockin', rollin', down the street, I'm a strollin'. Don't touch me, Goombas. And oh yeah, there's Goombas in this game, haha! Alright, so for this castle, usually, the item here, I'm pretty sure, is like one of the feathers, or a couple feathers that you use to unlock the key for D3. But we are playing a randomizer, so we are not doing that. I'm just gonna pick this up because it feels good to be rich, even though we're only rich in a video game. But we're rich in friends, so that's fine. Fingers crossed for a shield. For a shield. And I got a piece of power. So a piece of power and the acorn drop basically just increase your attack power. And you get it, I don't remember the metrics, but you get it after hitting certain amount of enemies. If you speedrun this, more power to you, I guess literally. So a lot of people time their hits. Seashell! That we don't need. Excuse me. So, if you hit this guy with a boomerang, oh no, he jumped too far away! What if I go off screen? Does he come back? We're gonna try. Okay, cool. So yeah, you technically are supposed to go in there, like, hit the pot against the thing, and then, against the door to enter it, but if you have the boomerang, you just smack them from there. Which is super nice. Yeah, so after this, we're gonna go to the desert. Can I hit him with the boomerang? Nope, boomerangs have no effect on them. Great. No matter how many times I play this, I always end up forgetting what I can smack this bomber guy. Smack. Smack. It's the shield! We're in go mode! Let's go! Alright, so we are going to finish D1, which will be our second dungeon, and for this category. That means we have made the requirements to the windfish. So some of you may be wondering, hey, we don't have Marin's song. What's up with that? Don't you need that for the windfish? False. We are going to be doing a glitch called bomb triggering, which basically, you I'll probably explain it more when we get there, but you press up and bomb, like drop a bomb at the same time, and it triggers the song event, which is exciting for everybody. So we're going to do the shield required chest. I'm going to grab this. Because I am a baby, and I get scared. Bunk, bunk. That wasn't so hard, was it? Only had to go to the other side of the map to get it, but hey, this is still gonna be a pretty good time, so I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, obviously, we have to, like, do the boss and get through the credits. But feeling confident. Yay, Nightmare Key! Making my way downtown, walking around. So the D1 boss should be pretty familiar to a lot of Zelda fans because it is just a giant Moldorm, as per tradition for a lot of the games. I have been knocked around and like out before. It's not like the easiest boss in the world. It's pretty simple. Obviously, it's like the first dungeon, so they probably want to make it pretty accessible, but like I still sometimes Moldorm do be doing some evil things. So hopefully we can get through this without any consequence. Buzz buzz. I do think okay, that was actually pretty, that was fine. I do think Link's Awakening on the Switch Moldorm is a bit easier. Alright, so we got our second instrument. I guess for context, for anyone that's watching me for the first time, I am primarily a speedrunner, but I've gotten into randomizers recently. I did used to speedrun Link's Awakening on the Switch. I learned a couple of speedrun techniques for DX, but just solely for this randomizer. And I've been playing LADX Randomizer for about a year now. Alright. So it's time to go to the Windfish. So, which means we have to basically go all the way up north to the map. Like, on the map up north. Words are hard sometimes. And I will walk you through, obviously I'm gonna walk you through it because it's a shorter video. Since we didn't do any of the trade quests, LADX is kind of nice in that, unlike the remake, it only has one way of the egg, and when I say way of the egg, so in the original game you're supposed to do a bunch of the trade quests and get the magnifying glass so you could find the path to the boss, but it's not randomized in this. Alright, so I'm gonna try the bomb trigger. So you have to be at the edge of this. I'm gonna switch these around. And you can use bonks to sort of situate yourself up here. That didn't work. So I want Marin to be sort of on the next page. There we go. Second try. And now I'm opening up the giant egg without finding Marin's song. And as you can tell, we only got 2 instruments, so it is a very simplistic song instead of all the instruments going off. Take shaka shaka. All right. So we're heading to the boss. But yeah, again, in the remake, this changes every time you play. Other than there is a trick that I learned. You have to basically time it to where you go like on a certain time on your Switch to get a certain pattern, but anyways. We're gonna talk about LADX more. So I find this boss a lot easier than the remake's boss, or like the final stages here. But it's gonna be a lot easier for us because we have the boomerang. So this first round we have to hit the little slime thing with powder. Alright. Alright, for this next stage, welcome back, Aghanim. So, this Aga-looking nightmare guy is gonna throw balls at us, whether it be fireballs or like these blue... Or actually in this one it's not blue, it's like they're still fire. So it's either like a big fireball or just like tiny little set of them. Alright, so we got really lucky there. And now this is actually one of the easiest and one of the hardest sections. I'm just gonna go ham real quick because I'm pretty good on health, and we got medicine which replenishes health if you perish. It's sort of like having a fairy in a bottle. I know this might not be an efficient way for everyone, but I find it entertaining. Alright, and then Ganon is gonna like swirl his little staff with bats. Freaking bats! Heck. Heck. Alright, we should still be okay. I mean, we are okay. We have medicine. But yeah, charge up your sword. And then this section, you have to charge up your sword and hit it immediately. Or else it'll just keep hitting you, and then it just gets in like almost like a soft lock hitting pattern sometimes. So for this, we have to make sure the eye opens up, and then we need to hit it with the boomerang. And got him first hit. I'm like actually on top of it. I got smacked. I actually did take damage there. So time is gonna be when we go up the stairs. And time. Alright. So yeah, that was Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening DX Randomizer for the 2 dungeon category. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, my goal is to get D1, 2, and 3 categories in and have those sort of as like tier incentives to make it more difficult. There are also other options that I can do to make this even more silly, or like require the color dungeon, which isn't super required. But yeah, for anyone that's watching this on the games committee, thank you for watching. I basically just want to play through the credits so I could see the final time, but otherwise, the run is done. So thank you for your time, and I'm just gonna chill back and listen to the music.